First! Oh my god, I won! There you go, nobody else wins. I got first comment. No need for those comments. What's up, guys? Mancake here, and I've got one more association game for you, as you can tell. I know some of you are desperately waiting to see some my player, and have no fear, I'll have a couple of those videos coming this upcoming weekend, but for now, wanted to just throw up one more of these association games I had recorded playing against the Clippers. Kind of an interesting game. DeMarcus Cousins will actually win the tip here. First time he's won one with the Kings so far. But anyway, I kind of wanted to upload this game to show off Blake Griffin. I haven't played against him before, and I was curious to see how the roster updates had affected his overall play. You know, they changed his tendencies and his ratings. And I was curious how he would fare on Hall of Fame here, as Josh Smith gets the block and then the oop on the fast break. They're not a bad play at all for him. I mean, I'm sure you're all well aware that Blake Griffin is having a monstrous rookie season, and it seems like he's got all the potential in the world. And it's kind of nice to see the Clippers having a player that's playing hard every single night and putting up some great numbers. Obviously, there's a lot of things for him to work on in his game. But I was really just curious to see how close 2K could come to nailing his playstyle. I mean, he is a little bit unique to the NBA with his freakish athleticism and his desire to hurt anybody standing between him and the rim as he goes up for a dunk attempt on every single play. But once again, just an exciting player to watch, as you see right here, going up, like I said just a minute ago, trying to tear down that rim on the alley-oop pass from B-Diddy. Not a bad look at all, not a bad start at all for Blake Griffin either. But I feel like as a fan of the NBA, you have to root for this kid to not hurt himself, because he does look like he's going to hurt himself on a game-to-game basis with the way he's throwing down dunks. And it would just be a shame to see him come down with Greg Oden syndrome or something similar to that, because he's just a treat to watch, and players like him only come around every so often, especially at his position. But that's enough of riding Blake Griffin's nuts. I'm down early here to the Clippers, which is unfortunate, but I'm playing some good defense, and I get a little lucky with this pass, I'll admit. But Tyreek Evans going hard with the hop step. I miss, but I end up just tipping it right up and in. He is a very, very solid rebounder when I want him to be, and Whiteside in the game getting a block, and another chance for a wide open look here. B-Diddy almost tips that alley-oop, but Tyreek will go ahead and lay that up and in. Doesn't dunk it too much on the oop attempts, but it's still 2 points, I guess, and it's still pretty flashy. And on a quick note, I've had a lot of people ask about my playbook after my video on Sunday. And it's not just one individual playbook. I've taken the Kings playbook, and with those plays that I like from that playbook, I've added some other plays from various other teams that I happen to like quite a bit and seem to be fairly successful, as Baron Davis throws a full court pass through my defense, and Blake Griffin gets an easy layup there, but I get him right back here with the most gentle alley-oop I've ever seen out of Josh Smith. Just using some finesse here. Got the leg kicked back, and oh yeah, look at that. Anyway, the playbook is something that I'm probably going to show in my next video. My plan is to hopefully show off every play that I run on at least a semi-regular basis in great detail, because there's a lot of things I do with these plays that might not necessarily show up on the play art. So it might turn out to be a little bit of a tutorial video, which I haven't really done, so bear with me, but I think it'll be alright, and should help some of you out that have been asking. But right there, Blake Griffin showing off that I'm going to hurt myself dunking mentality, trying to kill everyone around him as he throws that down off of the tipped pass. But Josh Smith, coming off that nice little baseline screen play, gets an easy little mid-range jump shot. And that brings me to my next point about weekly practices and how I'll more than likely stop doing them. With my teammate chemistry hovering around about 100% through the entirety of the season, I'm finding that coupled with weekly practice for my starters is just slightly overpowered, because I've turned Wilson Chandler into a star just by doing a weekly practice, and oh my, Chris Kaman throwing it down one-handed over Josh Smith. But you know, it's great and all, and it helps, but that's certainly not necessary, and because of it, I'm probably shooting way too many threes with players like Tyreek Evans, and I mean, it's fun, but it makes us a little overpowered for sure, and I should probably just stick with the players' ratings as they are. I'm going to continue probably doing them with DeMarcus Cousins, as he's the player that needs the most work and the most help at this point on my team, but the other four starters are more than capable of performing in the way I'm playing in this offense. And right here, Eric Gordon, hand in his face, gets knocked down, still hits a three, playing pretty hard, but Get a little lucky here. I'm not sure how DeMarcus Cousins did this, but in traffic, lays it up and in off of the tip-in. And got to get some love for Josh Smith in the post here. A little bit of a mismatch. Or let me rephrase that, a big mismatch over Eric Gordon and Chris Kaman as I draw the and one. Going to the free throw line to show off the quick release here, and Josh Smith with his poor free throw rating misses, but Wilson Chandler cleans that up, throws down a little reverse standing dunk there. And that is something I really love about his game. He is an amazing rebounder, but Blake Griffin on another full court pass throws it down hard. And with that, this game is a lot closer than it should be. But I find Cousins in the post here on Kaman with a strong move, muscling that one up and in, trying to reclaim some of this lead and sneakily steal his pass there with Steph Curry. I'm off to the races. Baron Davis in the way, but I throw down a nice little spin layup. Pretty easy to do and pretty effective, and got to take him where you can get him, I guess. And right here, the Clippers overplay the double screen, and that leaves DeMarcus Cousins wide open. And I just let him drive right in for the one-handed throwdown. But Eric Gordon once again for three, hand in his face. A little bit late, but he still hits it. And he's doing everything he can to keep his team in this game. But Wilson Chandler hitting some big shots, shooting a great percentage from the field. Despite that first miss of the game, he's been pretty much perfect. And DeMarcus Cousins once again in the post, heating up, helping my team as much as he can. Running that same play from earlier, trying to find Evans, but end up finding Cousins as he's cutting to the rim, showing off some of those good hands that he has. One of the things that he does have going good for him at this point. And not sure what the Clippers are doing here on the pick and roll, but they defend that poorly, leaving Tyreke Evans wide open for a mid-range jump shot, something I worked on quite a bit. But Kaman is showing off some kind of unknown Dirk Nowitzki prowess here, hitting a lot of fadeaway jumpers and catching me off guard. But Steph Curry, another reason why I need to stop doing these weekly practices, he throws down a dunk, not something he does very often, and this is probably the even more sad one, I guess you could say. Pretty much was a standing dunk there as he came around that screen and threw it down, but he's having a good game, and we're starting to pull away, but Kaman finding that loose ball after the block and ends up putting that in himself, and Steph Curry, not done from his last game, just lining it up for three to beat the buzzer there and giving us the solid 4-point lead heading into the fourth quarter. Oh, and real quick, if any of you have any attachments to Kyle Korver, Dante Green, or Omri Caspi, like you have a man crush on any of them, please let me know, because I'm thinking about trading one of the three. I haven't decided which yet, to clear up some cap room and hopefully pick up a decent backup point guard and a package deal with Bino Udrih and whoever the small forward is. But early on in the fourth quarter, there is just a lot of scoring going on. My defense is certainly faltering, and Aminu throwing down the hop-step dunk there in traffic. With this three, I end up extending my lead, but these Clippers are just not giving up. I've got Dante Green in the game during clutch moments. He doesn't get too many minutes, but he's 6'11", and he has deceptive range, something I tend to forget about. But Baron Davis is having a career game, just finding his teammates left and right. Blake Griffin there showing off a little bit of range, and a little design play here for DeMarcus Cousins, deep down in the post. Chris Kaman on him. Major mismatch in terms of strength. I get down low and just throw up a simple hook shot, and that is good, extending my lead. But Baron Davis just knifing through my defense and finding wide open players. This case, it's Eric Gordon for three. It's now a 2-point game. And I've got a little bit of a desperation shot here with Josh Smith drifting to the left on the find from Steph Curry, and that is good. And with that, the Clippers need to foul me. I've got Tyreke Evans on the inbounds, but they just can't quite catch up to me, even though I'm expecting the foul. I end up getting a wide-open layup because they have no help defense, and that seals the game. I get the win on my home court. Baron Davis has what looks like a very good game. I'm not sure if that's a career game for him, but that is a lot of dimes. He found players all over the court. Blake Griffin didn't play as well as I expected. He had some really nice-looking plays, but didn't get as many rebounds as I would expect out of the double-double machine. Great stats across the board for my starters. Stephen Curry is getting a little bit better as the season goes on at cutting down those turnovers. But with that, it's pretty much the end of the video. I'll have a couple of my player videos coming out next weekend once again. And thanks, guys, and have a good one.